Nagarjuna Reddy, Associate Professor, MSc PhD in Chemistry, more than 13 years of experience and research experience, published more than 30 research papers. He is MSc PhD in Chemistry. He has written 7 book chapters and published a book as well, 9 patents to his credit. So, and he will be presenting on Vedas. What a beautiful, this is the conference we are looking for. Please encourage them. Sir, please.
Sir, good morning. I am Nagarjuna Reddy from Best Innovation University. But I do not know exactly much knowledge about Vedas, but I would like to discuss the significance in Vedas current world, but I will discuss towards the education system in Vedas. How the Vedas how the Vedas can introduce in the education system, then students will grow in different way. For example, now the current generation is totally, when compared with our previous generations, so it is totally, there is a deviation while growing and while adoption of the knowledge and while adoption of the culture and heritage. It is totally different. That's why I would like to discuss about the education system in the regarding Vedas. Let us see. I would like to go in basic things. So the Vedas, which means the knowledge, which is the oldest text of Hinduism. So they are derived from the ancient Indo-Aryan culture of the Indian subcontinent. So here, which begins the tradition, oral tradition of the Vedas, and it usually passed through many generations, which is not have any witness. Later, they wrote in Sanskriti. So they presented in the Vedic Sanskrit in between 500 to 1500 BCE. You see, the Vedas are the collection of haimas with different haimas and mantras and different things. So, and other religious text composed between 500 to 1500 BCE. Now, which includes the element of liturgical material as well as mythological accounts, poems, prayers, and formulas. So, considered to be scared of Vedic religion. So, Vedism is the oldest stratum of religious activity in India, for which there exists written material. So it was one of the major traditions that shaped Hinduism. So Vedas, so the collection of ancient religious texts from the foundation of Hinduism. So the Veda term, which comes from the Sanskrit, which is called as Vid, which is meaning of knowledge or wisdom or vision. So the Vedas are considered as oldest and most authenticative scriptures in Hinduism and highly reversed a scarce knowledge. So, you see the Vedas, which means of wisdom, knowledge and vision. And there are 4 Vedas is there. Each Veda consists of 4 mandals. Let us see here Rig Veda, which is a knowledge of haimas. And Sama Veda, which is a knowledge of melodies. And Rig Veda, which is a knowledge of scriptural formulas. And other one Veda, which is a knowledge of magic formula. You can see here each one Veda which explains different things. So Rig Veda, which is a old Veda, which explains the haimas of rituals, philosophy and cosmology, and also provides into ancient Indian beliefs and its practices. And Samaveda, which explains the musical melodies and chants derived from the Rigvedic haimas, and the connection between sound, spirituality and rhythm, so which explains the Samaveda. And Yajurveda Veda presents rituals and sacrificial practices to appear
God and seek their blessings, and guides priest in conducting complex ceremonies, which explains the Samaveda. And other one Veda expands the Vedic literature with hymns and spells, covering diverse subjects of medicine and ethics and household rites. So offers comprehensive understanding of ancient Indian society. Here the Rig Veda, which explains the wisdom of verses, which consist of more than 10,000 verses of hymns and mantras. So which explains mainly Indra. So Indra, which explains the principle of God, which explains like war, Agni, the sun, and rain or Varuna. And here, how do we apply in the real-time education or present generation or present education system? Let us see one example, moral dilemma in discussion. So when something is happen in the schools, when you force the student, so sometimes he doesn't have the morality, and he will divert and he will say many number of lies to escape from them, from that. So in that case, so the moral dilemma and discussion, which explains the honest and integrity. So where we can apply this mainly, which can explain the Satyam and also Dharma. So the first one, which moral dilemma and discussion, which explains the students, we can by conducting these morals, and the students can know the what is truthness and what is dharma. So if you implement in the education system, which will help for the students, so they will be honest and integrity also. And the environmental projects, like let us see if you grow the Vedic gardens in the schools and colleges, so they will know the incorporating of plants and elements of significant in Rig Veda, mainly which explains the Rig Veda hymns praising nature, and also the nature and the elements, mainly which connect the environmental awareness and its sustainability. So if you grow these plants or their elements in the school session, or maybe in different grades in the schools, maybe in the ground, so then they will know the environmental awareness and also the sustainability of the environment. And you can see the interdisciplinary approaches. So these interdisciplinary approaches, which explains the mainly we can conduct the Vedic arts and festivals in the schools in different stages. So which gives the Rig Veda, which gives the art, and also which gives the music, dance, and literature to learn the students, and also the interconnectedness of the knowledge which is reflected in the Vedic wisdom. So if you introduce the interdisciplinary approaches in the schools in different grades or different stages, we would like to learn arts, and also we would like to learn music and other courses which is from core knowledge to we can divert and we can learn other things, and we will get the lot of benefits, which is we can reduce the stress and we can like that. And example for 4, which is character of education. So we can introduce the values of week regarding Vedas. If you introduce the values of week, so each day whenever you start the class, you start with mantra and you conclude with mantra, and you can discuss the importance of these mantras, so which change their lives. And the comparative religion and philosophy, we can discuss the comparative religious and what is Rig Veda says, that we can discuss with the students whenever we discuss with the comparative religious things and philosophy things. In this case, so the students can examine commonalities and differences in ethical and spiritual in Rig Veda, which text from the different cultures. the Samaveda, which explains the wisdom of chants. So here the chants, which is liturgical works consisting primarily selection from the Rig Veda, which taken from the Rig Veda. So the Samaveda was chanted in a fixed melodies in Atharva priest. So which contains about 200 verses. Let us apply for the current generations of present education system, chanting of mindfulness and connection. When you use, like for example, this hall, when the chanters, when the mantras or chanting, when we become as silent and we will be in the connection of these presentations. So in this way, whenever we chant the mindfulness, whenever we chant some mantras and verses, so we can focusing the effects and chanting the mind, and also the practices enhancing the concentration and reduce the stress whenever we chant these mantras and Vedas. And example 2, musical integration in language learning process. When you introduce these musical integrations in schools, there is a scope to learn, to enhance the language pronunciation and rhymes. So the Samaveda, which explains the musical, hence when you practice these musical integrations and language learning process, so we can improve the pronunciations and also the music and language acquisition. And the third example, Samaveda inspires the music and arts festival. So when you conduct in different schools the Samaveda arts and festivals, so you mainly explains the students can create a musical compositions inspired by the Samaveda chants. When you organize these things, and interdisciplinary exploration of Vedic music. So when you conduct this interdisciplinary exploration, so in science, for example, science, technology, and engineering and mathematics subjects, if you consider, so the mathematical precision of Samaveda, musical scale and rhymes. So if you see any music, there are numbers is there like 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a mathematical numbers, and also the connect the principles of STEM subjects. What are the STEM subjects? Which is a science, technology, engineering, and mathematical subjects. And Samaveda and emotional intelligence also. When you see the musicals or chanting of mantras, we will be relaxed from the emotional intelligences. When you introduce these subjects in the childhood or schools, so we will be benefited, and our students also, the young generation, will be benefited. And Rig Veda, so these are all basic things. I will go for directly an example for it. And classroom rituals for focusing the mindfulness. These classroom rituals for focusing and mindfulness in every daily classrooms, rituals inspired by the Yajurveda principles. You see, the applications mainly the simple rituals such as a brief moment of reflection or short mantra to initiate and conclude each class. While starting each class, you can start a small mantra and give the meaning of that mantra and conclude with mantra. So then the student will be for next class or further classes, he will be very peace of mind. He will mainly focus on the classes. And the second example, Yasana themed community services. We should conduct some community services which is related to Yasana theme. So this initiate the community service project which is from Yajurveda. Mainly, what are the applications of this Yasana theme? Encourage the students organize events in the class, in the schools, majorly, which may be environmental related, which may be technology related, which may be Vedas related, which may be like that. So in this case, so the activities that benefit the community, so and also emphasizing the spirit of selfless service and sacrifice with this. And Yajurveda inspired the ethics in business. Now you see, most of the schools are not for providing the education, getting the benefit, they are making the business, especially for the education system. So in that case, integrate Yajurveda principles into business ethics and education. In this case, the major applications of Yajurveda teaching the ethical conduct in business transactions, and also the modern ethical business practices. And other one Veda, so which gives the example, which is mindfulness and stress reduction. So when you start this other one Veda, the students, the mental well-being and stress relief takes place, and also the relaxation techniques and meditation practices derived from the ancient teachings. And Ajurvan Veda inspired Health and Wellness Club. So because of this Ajurvan Veda majorly which deals with the medicines and all these things, that's why which heals, majorly the Ajurvan Veda teach the related to the healing and well-being. So with the application of Ajurvan Veda, high mass of health and healing. Yesterday's the last session which we came. So that time one of our doctor, he is saying how to heal healing by using mantras and Vedas. So this is one which can use in other one Veda. We can heal the diseases and also health, hymens on health and healing. And charms of confidence and public speaking. If you use the chantings and if you learn the mantras and Vedas, you will be more confident, and also the public speaking skills you can get it. And ethical decision making and science and technology. If you see in science and technology, when you conduct any practicals, you should have ethicals and morals. So to conducting these things, in that case, you can take the ethical conduct and responsibility and contemporary scientific and technological advancements. You see some other applications which we can include in the current generation system. Some of them I have given the examples, and cultural heritage and identity, and some examples, integration with modern educations, mainly which explains the STEM education and social emotional learning, and ethical and moral values, and environmental consequences we would like to introduce, and science and Vedas, and conclusion. So with the conclusion, I would like to hold profound the significance in today's world in various aspects of life and education. So when various lives in education, like spirituality, philosophy, cultural, ethics, environmental consequences, and science and technology. And also the lives of individual and contribute to the betterment of the worlds of whole. Thank you.